is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Weapon Collective. My name's Jeff and we are back down in the Gat Cave. It has been a while since I've been down here. Been spending a lot of time at the range as of late. So it's nice to be back down in the Gat Cave. Today's video is just going to be short and as concise as possible. We're going to look at a couple guns and I'm going to make a couple announcements. So if you haven't seen, I am doing a live event with 2A in LA, Tactical Bearded Dad, and Team Blacksmith at Covert Projects. That's this Saturday, upcoming Saturday, the 16th at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 6 p.m. Central. So please tune in for that. It'll be my first time ever doing a live, so I'm excited about that. A little interested to see how that goes. I have no live experience, so it'll be fun taking questions and answers. And then also you can tune in to any of our channels. The broadcast will be going out to all our simultaneous channels. So you can tune into any of those and catch the broadcast. It's going to be a lot of fun. Got some very cool stuff we're looking at, some as of yet unreleased firearms, and then there will be some recorded footage in videos that comes out subsequent to the event. It's going to be a good time. As I'm talking about being at this live broadcast with these other content creators, I just wanted to kind of mention a few of the other content creators that I communicate with regularly, that I have a relationship with, and that I just really like their stuff. So first off, the ones I listed: Tactical Bearded Dad, 2A in LA, Covert Projects, Team Blacksmith. Obviously those guys are on the list. But then there's one like Engineer's Armory. That dude is awesome. Super technical, just engineer. And I don't know if you have been paying attention to his channel, what he's doing over there lately. I sent him my Staccato P4.5. He's doing a trigger job, took the whole thing apart. Go watch that video. He finds this crazy bent disconnector in the gun and some slide machining that probably should not have passed QC over at Staccato. It's a very interesting, very thorough takedown of the gun. So check out Engineer's Armory. Then we have Clay over at the 2011 Collective, which is kind of funny story. I went to SHOT Show last year, and the first guy to ever recognize me from the channel ended up being Clay. He's a super cool guy with very cool guns on his channel. Check Clay out. He is awesome, dude. And then who else do we have? We have Major Havoc. I love Major Havoc. He's such a cool guy. We talk a lot, text back and forth, and he is just full of knowledge about the platform. Very entertaining guy, very knowledgeable, knows the technical stuff, and just an awesome shooter too. He's got a very fast bill drill. So check him out. And we have RDRvGear. My man Jeff over at RDR, he's also local to Salt Lake, so good man to know, just a great guy, but also very knowledgeable, especially with holsters. He knows everything about holsters, particularly Safariland. That's what, I mean, RDR is just an awesome company with a great YouTube channel, tons of gun content, holster stuff for sure, and just knowledgeable guy, super experienced, good content. Check out Jeff at RDR. And then we have, of course, Skip's Guns. You guys, I'm sure, all know Skip's Guns, but he recently did some work for me on my Jacob Gray TWC Black. He put a plague port in that, and that thing runs now. I love Skip's Guns. Scott over there does some fantastic work. So if you're looking for a cool channel to watch full of badass 2011s, or if you're just looking for somebody to do some work on a gun, Skip's Guns. And then the gun we're going to start off with today is a good segue from Skip's Guns, because I'm going to be sending this to Scott to have a little work done. And what is it? Well, I have shown this on my Instagram, so you might know, but this is the 3.5 Romulus Comp. Now, it might look a little different. I did a couple little tweaks at home here, but this is little shorty guy with a compensator. And then I did put this MJD grip on here, and once again, a little side note, if you are not familiar with MJD grips, they are awesome. I just had a new batch arrive today. So this dude makes he makes the best polymer 2011 grips on the market, hands down. It's not even close. And I think one of the best things about it is that they're just available. If you're like me and you're so sick of finding 2011 parts that are on back order, you gotta wait forever to get, MJD grips are awesome. MJD solutions, and you can get them with the magwell and the mag release, and these things are just sweet as far as polymer goes. And I think he has some other things in the works, but he does fantastic work. They look good, they feel good, and they are good. So that's I can say about MJD grips. I put one of those on here, and then I did something I haven't done before. I put an Atlas trigger in this, which I've done plenty of times, but this is their convex trigger. It has a convex shape to it. I don't know how I'm gonna like it. It's kind of an experiment, but it is a interesting idea. Tad bit of take up in there, and then nice break. It's lighter, and the reset it's a nice trigger. It's different, that's for sure, but I don't like concave curves. We'll see how I like these. I think I'm so used to flat triggers that this might be a little odd, but I had one laying around and just wanted to give it a shot. We'll see, and I wanted to show you the original Romulus. The difference with this, other than the barrel length, it does have different comp. Has 2 ports rather than the 3 on this original, but I was always of the opinion that these are too small. And that is one of the things with this. Although they are 2 larger holes, I am going to send this to Skip's Gunz, have him open that comp up a little bit, and then put the 4 portsmen in it. So this thing should be a fun little project. I did put a Trijicon RMR HD on this one as opposed to an SRO, which is my usual go-to. And I just had it laying around and thought I'd give it a shot. This is kind of, like I said, my experimental gun. So just trying out some new, different things out of the norm for me. But I did stick with the Surefire X300. That is my go-to. But sending that over, opening that comp up, getting ports put in this thing, it could be a spicy little gun. It'll be fun. And then I think he does like an ignition kit and all that. So really get this thing running, because the beauty of this 3.5 and why I ended up with the 3.5, because I say on the channel all the time, I prefer 5-inch guns. So what am I doing with the 3.5? Well, experimenting, just wanted to try getting a short little gun and getting it, like I said, the comp opened up, ported, and see how nice you can get a 3.5 shooting. So just interested in that. But I already had this version, which comes with this RMSC footprint, which is so stupid. So I never even shoot this gun because I hate these tiny little carry optics. And I know there's the Gideon Judge you can put on here, but I have one, and I don't know. That's a story for another time. I don't want to adapt something I don't like as much just to get by. They should have just made this with an RMR footprint. Flat out, that's it, end of story. And so when they came out with the full-size footprint like they should have done from the get-go, I didn't want to get this gun again just with the different footprint, so I opted for the 3.5, and that's how I ended up with this. Oh, I deleted the grip safety too, because why have a grip safety? Here we are at stage 1, really, and gonna send it over to Scott's, and that'll be the end of, hopefully, the work done to this thing. And she'll be out on the channel, probably make an appearance out at the range before I send it. I want to see how it feels now, obviously, so I can compare and see how effective that work that Scott does is on this thing. But I think it's going to be significant. So stay tuned for that. That should be fun. Next, we're looking at the gun that I'm a little more excited about than the Romulus, just because I am a fan of the full-size guns. This one, I've had my it's been in the works for a while. It's been announced for a while. Been waiting for it to come out. And that is the Sig Sauer P211 GTO. So this is Sig's 2011. It is a 5-inch compensated pistol. Comp looks nice. It is kind of like the Radian. You just have that set screw there to attach it to the barrel. And I set it up with the Trijicon SRO, Surefire X300, no big surprise. Comes with big, nice magwell, and the color scheme, it doesn't look bad whatsoever. I like this gun. The aesthetics on it are nice. You have the hammer, the trigger, and the magwell all in this silverish color, which I dig. And then, of course, it runs Sig P320 magazines. Now, I understand where Sig's coming from. They make these magazines a very functional mag with a proven mag, and this being their first 2011 makes sense that they would kind of go the direction that Staccato went with the HD, the Platypus, and the Fusion Firearms XP Pro running Glock mags. Like, I get that people already have those. If this is your first 2011 and you already have a bunch of Sig mags, makes total sense. For me, I hate it. I don't like 2011s running Glock mags. I don't like 2011s running Sig mags. All I want is 2011 mags. And that's because if I'm going to the range and shooting pistols, I'm shooting 2011s. So I just have a box full of 2011 magazines that work with all my guns across the platform. Now with the HD or the Platypus or the Fusion Firearms XP Pro, and now the P211, I have to have Sig mags or Glock mags, and I have a ton of these P320 mags. It'll be fine. It's just inconvenient. I would much rather they ran 2011 magazines, but I get the idea behind it. The polymer grip is nice. It does have ambi slide stop. I'm not 100% sure, but it appears as though the mag release is ambi as well. And that would make sense since the HD did it, that Sig would follow suit and release their 2011 with ambi as well. So I'm guessing that. The one thing I really dislike about it is the grip safety. Why do you put a grip safety on these? I don't know. Liability, maybe. But other than that, I think they're so stupid. This is not a carry gun, and I just don't get it. But that's my preference. So maybe there's people out there that love grip safeties. I just like a flush beaver tail. I'm going to take this to the range, get initial impressions and initial tests with it as is out of the box, and then I will delete this and put a non-functional grip safety on it, but it is what it is. So that's really the only thing, or one of the only things I don't like about it. The other, take this light off so I can show you better. This is the first time I've seen this done on a 2011, but on this grip screw up here, which is, they're usually a little pain in the butt because you have to have the two of the same size Allen wrenches. They're very small. These, they put a roll pin in it. Maybe that'll knock out easy, but taking this grip off is going to be interesting when I get to that point. So I've never seen a roll pin in those forward grip screws, but interesting enough, that's the route they went with. It should look like this with these little grip screws, but oh well, that's interesting. And then it does have the ambi slide stops, which is of no use to me, but for a lefty, pretty good. Except on here, to take the slide off, you need a little itty bitty punch, and it ships with it. It's about yay big, and I don't think I'll be able to keep track of that thing too long. I have it in my gun box as we speak, trying to do just that and keep track of it, but we'll see. Because it's like paperclip size hole. The HD is a little larger. It's a large rectangle. This one's just a teeny little hole. So you have to punch that out, and then the slide will come off. And then, other than that, let's talk about the trigger. It does have I measured it on my trigger scale, and it is coming in about 3 pounds, 5 ounces. It is a perfectly decent trigger. I'm used to these Infinities and these Atlas triggers that are sub 2 pounds, and I love those. So this thing feels a little heavy to me, but if you're coming to this from a striker fired gun, you're gonna love this trigger. It feels really nice as far as dry fire goes. A little bit of take up, nice clean break, a nice short, little audible, tactile, forceful reset. It's nice. We'll see, maybe it'll break in a little. I'd like it sub 3. That would be ideal for me. But that is the Sig Sauer P211 GTO and the Alpha Foxtrot Romulus Comp 3.5. We'll see. I'm gonna take these babies out to the range in a couple days and give my initial impressions, a couple function tests, and see how it goes. That's really it. Wanted to make those points. Just tune in for the live once again, Saturday the 16th, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain. So we got our bases covered there. It's gonna be me, 2A in LA, Tactical Bearded Dad, and Team Blacksmith at Covert Projects. It's gonna be awesome. You're not gonna wanna miss it, for real. Tune into that. Check out all those content creators I mentioned. They are all doing some very cool stuff. And last but not least, stay tuned for future content. Comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I'm Jeff for the Weapon Collective, reminding you, keep your weapons collected and keep collecting your weapons. I'll catch you next time.